You know, over 12,000 people try to get into this school, but only 4,000 are actually chosen.
School? This is supposed to be a field trip, not school.
Well, it is a field trip, but today our field trip is going to the United States Naval Academy. And that's a school.
Today, we'll see what it's like to live and study at the U.S. Naval Academy in Annapolis, Maryland. We'll learn about order and how to take them.
Right! Peace!
Find out why boats float and, like good midshipmen,
Mission great.
take to the sea.
So make your bed! Stand at attention! Forward march! We're going on a field trip!
Pack up your juice pack, put them in your backpack. Yippee-ki, yippee-yippee-yip. Don't be slow, we're ready to go.
We're leaving on a field trip!
There's so much to discover, so much to do and see. Who knows what we'll uncover? And I'm waiting patiently. We'll take a hike, we'll ride a bike, we'll dig for dinosaurs. We'll sing a song, so come along. It's time to go explore.
The U.S. Naval Academy is a college, but the men and women who attend here have committed themselves to a demanding schedule of study and exercise.
Good morning. Welcome to the United States Naval Academy. The United States Naval Academy, like all the federal service academies, is designed to produce officers for our Navy and also for our Marine Corps. It was founded in 1845 and sits on about 330 or so acres of space right here on the banks of the Severn River. All the students here are called midshipmen. They're not called cadets like they are at West Point or at the Air Force Academy.
Why do they call you midshipman?
Why do they call us midshipmen? Wow, that goes back a long time to the first midshipmen who were on board a ship, but they really weren't on board as officers. They were kind of on board to learn as officers. So they called them midshipmen.
We all have to go to school for 4 years, just like a regular college education. Look off to your left. This is the Naval Academy Chapel.
Even the flowers are standing at attention.
There's also a crypt of John Paul Jones. John Paul Jones is sort of considered to be the father of the United States Navy. He served with great courage in the Revolutionary Navy when we were fighting the British. He also went on to serve and to start the Russian Navy under Catherine the Great. Look up to your left. Herndon Monument was named after Captain Herndon, who went down with the ship the USS Central America in 1857. And essentially, every year, in about May of every year, all the freshmen are formally in their process as plebes at the United States Naval Academy by climbing to the very top of that monument. But there's a catch. The upperclassmen grease the outside of that monument with about 2 or 3 inches thick of lard. And they put on the very top of the monument a sailor's cap. And the task of each plebe class, each freshman class, is to climb that monument as a team, take off the sailor's cap, and put on top of it a cap that looks just like mine, which is called a combination cover. And once they do that, they are officially no longer plebes and officially recognized as full-fledged upperclassmen in the Brigade of Midshipmen.
A plebe, by the way, is a term for someone in their first year at the academy, or what we would call a freshman.
I have 1 gold stripe, so that means I'm a sophomore. He has none, so that means he's a freshman.
Freshmen can't watch TV their first year. They can't own radios. They can't listen to them. They can't wear civilian clothes at all their first year, except for when they're home on leave. They can't date. They can't do all sorts of things that normal college students can do in their first year. Our entire student body is called the Brigade of Midshipmen. The brigade is divided exactly into half into 2 regiments. Each regiment has 3 battalions in it, and each battalion has about 700 people in it. So each regiment has about 2,000 or 2,100 people in it. If you look off to your left, you'll see the statue of Tecumseh. Tecumseh isn't the real name of the Indian, but it's a name that midshipmen have come to call him over the course of the past few years. Tecumseh is also called the God of 2.0, which is the basic minimum passing standard of the Naval Academy. So what some people will do is as they're walking by Tecumseh on the way to take a test during finals week or during exam week, they'll take pennies and they'll try to toss them in the quiver where Tecumseh keeps his arrows. And if you toss the penny and you actually make it inside, then it's a sign of good luck.
Got one.
Tecumseh was originally the masthead of the USS Delaware, and when the Delaware was decommissioned, they brought the masthead here to the Naval Academy. The masthead was originally wooden, and they bronzed it and they placed it here in front of the court. And the court in front of you is named after an Indian, and it's called Tecumseh Court. Good afternoon, sir.
When do you salute?
Well, all midshipmen here are officers in training, and the people I just saluted are actual real officers in the Navy. So you salute all officers in the Navy and you salute all officers in the Marine Corps.
How do you salute?
Okay, what you want to do is you want to bring your hand in a straight motion up to by your eyebrow, and you want your your hand tilted forward.
Like this?
Mm-hmm. And you want your thumb tucked in, and your fingers should be right by your eyebrow.
Right.
And so when you're wearing a cover, it would be just about touching the brim of your cover.
Okay.
And so you just bring that up and then bring it down.
Is it fun to live in one of these dormitories?
Well, it's a different sense of fun. It's not like regular college dormitories. We don't have parties late at night, but we have our own sorts of fun. They'll go to concerts here or plays here in the yard, or they'll go and play basketball with some of their buddies, or take one of the sailing sloops out and go sailing on the bay. All of us are assigned sponsor families that live out in town, so we'll go over to their houses and watch TV and have barbecues with them.
What time do they get let off, to visit their family and stuff?
We have 3 months during the summer. 2 of those 3 months are spent training. So you also learn how to sail on sailing ships, you learn how to go military scuba diving, you learn how to do basic Marine Corps infantry tactics, you learn how to fly fighter jet aircraft. All that sort of stuff happens during your summer.
Now, what about haircuts?
Hassan's hair is probably just a little bit too long.
Yeah, well, he was going to go get a haircut today.
We could probably accommodate him if he wanted.
Thank you. No.
This is Bancroft Hall, where all 4,000 midshipmen live and sleep and eat. By the way, is your room pretty neat and tidy? I'm coming for an inspection in 5 minutes, and it better be clean.
Living in the academy is just like being in the Navy. You have to be prepared for anything.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
I'm Midshipman 3rd Class Gould, and this is my room. This is where we all live. This is pretty much a typical room at United States Naval Academy.
How come you get the top bed?
I'm the tallest in the room. I got the shortest straw. Generally, we have to make sure that our rooms are pretty much clear of dust and everything, so we have to dust our tabletops. We have to dust in our lockers. We have a little saying, it's called black to white, left to right. We have our darker clothes over on the left-hand side, and it goes over to the whiter clothes on the right-hand side.
You guys keep your rooms that neat? Your closet?
I don't
Your
think a lot
closets
of
that
people
neat?
did until we came here.
You said you were midshipmen. Are there midshipmen and midship women, or does everybody go as
No,
midshipmen?
we're midshipmen.
Okay,
So-
not midship people. Or...
Not midship people.
Midship people. We are midship people.
No, nothing
Okay.
like that.
Isn't it kind of true that the upperclassmen, the older people, they don't have to do as much of the stuff? The freshmen are kind of like picked on. and
Freshmen are
stuff?
definitely picked on. That's what plebe year is supposed to be, your worst year here. You're supposed to get picked on by all the upperclassmen. You're asked rates, which are little bits of knowledge that you're supposed to know. You're supposed to know the meals. So if I would go up to one of the freshmen here, I would have to ask them, what's the menu for noon meal? He would be able to tell me.
You know what's on the menu for noon meal? No?
Spaghetti today with cherry turnovers and just green beans. Nice orange drink, so.
You don't know what's on the menu for noon meal?
No, sir.
Aren't you supposed to?
Yes. Menu for noon meal is chili mac casseroles, Francais bland vegetables, sauteed onions, salad bar, soda dressing, dinner rolls, margarine, milk, coffee, and grape aid.
Well, we had an exam this morning, and
the menu for noon meal is Italian spaghetti with meat sauce, Parmesan cheese, salad bar, assorted dressings, French bread, margarine, cherry turnovers, milk, and orangeade, sir.
all the whole plebe class had a.
Gonna let you go this time.
Have you ever fallen off the top bunk?
No, I haven't fallen off the top bunk.
I bet she doesn't fall out of the bed because look at how those bed sheets are tucked. I bet you don't tuck your bedspreads in that tight.
They're tucked in pretty good. I'm going to show you how to make a bed now and pull the sheets up. Each fold down from the top has to be 6 inches. And usually we measure it with a ruler, or you can measure it with a dollar bill, is how they taught us over plebe summer. Then you fold it down one more time. It's just like making your bed at home, except for it's got to have some dimensions.
Is this always such a big deal doing this?
You can do it a lot quicker when there are less people standing around you.
Is it true that you have to get, there shouldn't be any wrinkles?
No, there should not be any wrinkles in the bed at all when you're finished.
Is it true that you'll get in trouble if there is?
Sometimes we have what's called walkthrough inspections by the bow wow, or the battalion officer of the watch.
Could we go into Metallica's room and just give him a quick inspection?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go next door because I don't know about this pillow, you know. Inspection. You're not cleaning your room, are you? Okay. Got a couple wrinkles on his bed. Yeah, it's more like,
Ooh, it's off.
you know, you're about a 1/4 inch off on this bed.
There's dust on here.
Where's the dust?
Whoa.
Okay, now what do? We found dust and we found the bed.
And corner.
They could get in trouble if it's a normal inspection, but if it's just a daily walkthrough, we would write down on the sheet like this. what the discrepancies we found were.
We're gonna let you go this time, but try to work on that, okay? Okay.
We're gonna make something called the hospital corner, as we fold this part down, and then we pull this side up right here, and then you want to tuck this remaining stuff down under. And then when we fold it over, we're going to fold it over on this hanger. So we make sure that it stays where it was, no parts slip down or anything like that. And there's the end result.
Hospital corner? Piece of cake.
Like that. Hold. Hold. Somebody hold. Hold it over. I got it. I don't care. Pull it down. Done.
Maybe not.
Nice try, guys, but I think it needs a little more work.
No, I think we should leave it like this for inspection.
For inspection, huh? We'd probably get hit
you
pretty
make
hard on
yourself.
this.
Military training begins the very first day. Through drills and formations, midshipmen learn how to act and follow rules. You know, when I was little, my mother...
Polisar, get information.
No, it's Polisar, sir.
Polisar, I will call you whatever I want from now on. That will be your name. You understand that? Polisar, lock it up. Now face me, Polisar. We will first teach you the position of attention. So we're going to go ahead and fix you up a little bit, okay? So, position of attention is basically when you have your hands at the side, look straight to the front, and don't look anywhere else. Just keep your head and eyeballs looking over here, all right? That's what he's doing. See this? Polisar, get back over there. Okay, one more time, and you're going to start doing push-ups. You understand that? That's good. Everybody looks pretty good now. Okay, now, the next thing that we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and show you what we do to turn to the right or to turn to the left. Okay? You're the position of attention, and you'll hear somebody command, right, face! You turn to the right, and you face completely the new direction. So, here we go. Face me, and now execute when I give the commands. Here we go. Right, face! Turn. Together. That's good.
Sir?
What do you need now, Polisar?
Aren't you out of uniform? Aren't you? You're not in a Navy uniform.
Polisar, I am in a uniform that I'm supposed to be in. I am part of the United States Marine Corps, which is part of the Navy. This is my uniform, Polisar.
The Marines are part of the Navy?
Yes, we are. Okay? We are the infantry portion of the Navy, right? But we are not here for me to explain to you
So
what
I should be
part of the Marine Corps.
I should be saluting you then, right?
No, you're not. Just all I want you to do is stay at the position of attention, okay? Quit instructing the class. Think that's funny, huh? We can make it real funny for all of us. We can all be laughing at you while you're doing all those things. Okay, that's it. That's it. Right there. See that little X right there? Put it right there. Good. Now, go ahead and push. Okay. See, that's what's going to happen. Okay, every time they start screwing around the formation, we'll make them do that. All right, good. Now we're going to go ahead and move forward, all right? Here we go. Forward! Hutch! We move all the group together. So it's very organized movement. Okay? That's what formations are used for. So we can get from here to there very neatly. Good. Good. Now you begin to understand what happens when you move and you stop together. Okay?
I thought I smelled food. This is the kitchen, or the galley as they call it. They prepare over 12,000 meals a day. Right here. Enough to feed an army, or, in this case, a brigade. Every day, the midshipmen assemble here in the court for noon meal formation.
Sir, brigade is formed. Take your post.
From here, they march into King Hall, where all 4,000 of them eat at once. More than 40,000 pieces of silverware and dishes and glassware are used at each meal. Meals are served within 5 minutes and eaten in about 30. Here, in a typical day, the menu might include over 2 tons of meat and potatoes, more than 1,000 gallons of milk, a ton of vegetables, 1,200 loaves of bread, and some 720 pies. We've enlisted some guys of our own for this special tour of duty. This is our photographer, Paige, and Paige, you're out of uniform. And Mark, get a haircut. One of you shave last. Our other camera person, and Jay, our sound guy. What is this, carrying around like this? They join us so that we can bring our field trip to you. All of the midshipmen here are training to be officers. And to be a good officer, you need to know all about your ship and how it's powered.
And this is the Naval Academy's Hydrodynamics Laboratory, where all midshipmen study basic boat design and boat architecture. Right here we have Professor Compton, who's going to tell us a little bit more about what midshipmen study and everything you need to know about how boats are built.
Hi, kids.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you? We just have one simple question. How do boats float?
Well, because they push water out of the way. And water's pretty heavy. And although boats are made of steel, they're not solid steel. And there's an awful lot of empty space within them, so that, in effect, the amount of water that they push away is the same as they weigh. We do all kinds of model testing here to help people design boats.
This is not a bathtub or a pool, it's a tow tank. It's called that because model boats are mechanically towed from one end to the other. As the model moves, it creates waves.
And just like when you go to the beach and are playing around on the beach and get hit by a wave, there's energy in those waves. Well, the energy in the waves that come off that model have to be supplied by the power that's being produced by the engine. This tank is a much bigger version of what you've seen downstairs. This is a towing carriage, is what we call it, and it's large enough for us to take an entire section of midshipmen and actually have them ride along with the model, the large models that I showed you downstairs, while we're testing it. This configuration will go all the way down this 400-foot tank at speeds up to almost 30 miles an hour, top speed. One of the boats that's been designed in this facility and by midshipmen is the yard patrol craft that we use here at the Naval Academy. The boat was designed as a senior midshipman naval architecture project, and all the testing on the hull was done here in this laboratory.
In fact, now that we've learned how ships are tested and designed here at the Academy, let's go for a ride of our own on board one of the U.S. Navy's own yard patrol craft.
Oh, great.
The buildings here aren't the only place you'll find them learning. Here's the classroom that floats.
Welcome aboard YP 687. Okay, what we'll do is we'll take a quick tour of the YP. We'll let you drive the boat, maybe do a man overboard drill, and come back in. All right, this is what we refer to as the pilot house. Okay, this is where we drive the boat, or we call it the bridge. Okay, right here is where we actually turn this wheel, which turns the rudder, which turns the ship.
So on a wind-propelled boat, it would be called a tiller? Because
On a sailboat.
On a sailboat?
Exactly. Right here in front of you is a gyro compass. Okay, on the gyro compass, it steers by true north. Okay, and then we have a magnetic compass. Yeah. Does anybody know the difference? You know how the Earth sits on an angle, right? Sits on a tilt?
Yeah.
Well, you have what's true north, which is straight up, and then you have magnetic north, which is actually to the North Pole, which sits off at an angle, right? So we don't drive by magnetic north, we drive by true north.
If you just use this to like navigate or steer by, then what's the reason of having...
In case this breaks down. If this breaks down, then we start driving by magnetic compass.
It's time to shove off!
Stand by your lines.
Take in the bow line.
This is 87. I'm going to be coming right, and I'll see you on 2 whistles. We're going to proceed out the channel. Very good. That means that we're backing. Right here, what I'm doing here is using these. These are our throttles. Okay, by backing on this, with this in the backing position, that means I'm backing on that one engine. Now you are called the helmsman. Okay, so go ahead and put both hands on the wheel. You see this right here? That's the angle of the rudder. It's called a rudder angle indicator. When I tell you to put it at midships, you put it to 0. If I tell you to put it left 10, then you go to 10. Rudder midship. Then you would say rudder midship side, and you put it in midship. There we go.
Man overboard, starboard side!
Man overboard, starboard side, right full rudder. All engines ahead, full. Sound 6 short blast on the next whistle. Pass the crew, we have a man overboard. All engines ahead, full.
Man overboard, starboard side.
You know what she's doing right now is pointing to the person.
Okay, I see a life ring, but I don't see a person. That's because in the drill, they don't use people. They use a life ring, and they call him Oscar.
Let's all give him a round of applause. That was a good job. Way to say that life ring.
Helmsman, mind your helm. Helmsman, mind your helm.
The helm? What's the helm? How do I do that? What's that noise?
That's the collision alarm, Barry.
The collision alarm? For 4 years, the midshipmen here are drilled and tested morning, noon, and night. And like any good student, the hard work is rewarded. With a college degree and rank as ensign in the Navy or Marine Corps second lieutenant. If you'd like to learn more about the Navy or ships, here are a few books you might want to read. The U.S. Naval Academy by Jack Sweetman, and The Visual Dictionary of Ships and Sailing by Eyewitness Visual Dictionaries. Thanks for taking us around today. We had a really fun time today, huh? Well, it's time for us to shove off now. In the meantime, keep your quarters clean, mind your helm, and we'll see you next time on a field trip!
In order to be admitted to the United States Naval Academy, most people start in about their junior year of high school. You have to have 3 things in order to be admitted to the Naval Academy. You have to be accepted by the Academy academically, you have to be physically qualified, and you have to have a nomination either from your senator or from your congressman or from the president or vice president of the United States of America. Most people start that process like that, like I said, in their junior year of high school, and they send in a pre-candidate questionnaire to the Naval Academy, which basically tells them what your basic SAT scores are, what your basic grades are like in high school. And every year, about 14,000 or 15,000 people apply to the Naval Academy. On any given year, only about 1,200 are accepted. So if you do the math, it's a little less than 10% of everyone who applies are accepted to the Naval Academy every year. In order to come here, you have to be very strong in science, you have to be very strong in math, you have to be very good in leadership activities in your school and in clubs and whatnot. You have to be very athletic and do sports of some sort, whether it be running or swimming or horseback.